New details this morning as the son of Cleveland kidnapper Ariel Castro talks about his father, saying he hopes his dad's life and death can lead to changes. We know, Brandon, we don't know for sure just yet. Crews are still looking for possible debris from the jetliner in one of the most remote locations on Earth, about 1,500 miles off of the coast of Perth, Australia. Well, Teresa, we appreciate everything you guys have been doing. You know, nearly every county, as you mentioned in our viewing area, is under a level 3 snow emergency right now, and I imagine that that's really helping your crews, having people off the roadways. Meanwhile, in the real March Madness, Virginia has joined Florida, Wichita State, and Arizona as the #1 seed in the pairings for the NCAA tournament.
Ashley James is live in downtown Toledo this morning. And Ashley, you're starting to see a bit of a wintry mix out there. Wow, it's really coming down.
It's really different.
Oh, yeah, it is different. I think every time we talk to you this morning, it's been different. It started out quiet, then we saw that light sleet, and now it is officially snowing out here. And one thing that hasn't changed, though, is the wind.
If you remember an old Full House episode, Uncle Jesse skydives right before his wedding and gets stuck in a tree. Do you remember that? Anybody Full House? I always wanted you to get together with Kimmy Gibbler.
You know, what do you say to that?
A woman can dream, can't she?
Well, listen to this. PolitiFacts is out with its top lies of the year by political figures, and the most misleading claim of the year goes to President Obama. Remember this? Monroe Public Schools has announced their plans to make up the 15 days they've missed because of weather. Michigan allows for 6 cancellations annually. That leaves the district with 9 more days to make up. New for you this morning, a Pizza Hut worker in West Virginia has been fired for urinating in the restaurant's kitchen sink.
Emily, it went extremely well. I want to give you some numbers. Nearly 100 tips have come in today and 15 arrests. Really successful. I'm here with Sergeant Joe Heffernan, who has been here since we opened this call center at 7 this morning, and it really has been a successful day.
It's been a great day.
But what we do know is that TPD detectives have been speaking with the family regularly. They are involved in this search.
$112 million for each winning ticket.
I wonder how that feels waking up this morning knowing that. I don't know how that feels.
I think it would feel pretty amazing. Waking up, should I go to work? Should I just
sleep in?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The Major League Baseball season is hardly underway, with spring training just getting started, but the competition is fierce in Cuba. A game between rival teams turned real ugly real fast. Take a look.
And this will be where the procession will end, and I want to show you how it will work. The procession will come in on Galloway Road and make a right into the church right here. Then the vehicles will split. Utility vehicles will go to the left parking lot, and passenger vehicles will be going to the right.
Yeah, that's what the governor is saying. Christie says he was misled by a top aide who allegedly ordered a traffic nightmare as political retribution. You know, ski jumping, I don't even know where I would start if I wanted to get into that. So kind of tell us a little bit about your story and how you became involved in this, because if I'm correct, your hometown is Jacksonville, Florida. Good morning and welcome back to Fox Toledo Daybreak. I'm Ashley James.
I'm Chris Vickers, in for Ryan Weekman, in for Jenna Lee on assignment this morning.
You weren't our third choice. I don't want you to think that.
That thought didn't cross my mind until you just said that.
Tell him what you said about that picture. He said, that's what I look like when I get up in the morning.
When she gets up in the morning, when she comes into work, this is what she looks like before she puts on all her makeup.
Isn't he terrible?
I had this implanted when I was 32.
For Toledo native Evelyn McCulloch Owens, her family had grown big enough, so she and her husband made the decision to move forward with Assure, a type of permanent birth control. Owens was implanted with the device in January of 2011. Shortly after, her life changed.
I was getting very depressed because it was affecting my ability to be a good mom, a good wife.
For Evelyn, it was a nearly 3-year nightmare, dealing with painful symptoms daily.
Extreme pelvic pain, stiffness and muscle pain, fatigue.
Assure is a set of coils placed in the fallopian tubes. It's supposed to work with your body to form a natural barrier that permanently prevents pregnancy.
It's a tubal ligation.
ProMedica physician Dr. Terry Gibbs says he performs anywhere from 50 to 100 of the procedures a year, and says while his patients have been pleased, he's aware of the controversy, including what the coils are made of.
The coil that's placed in the body is made of titanium and nickel. And some people talk about a reaction if you have a bad allergy to nickel. Some people say that you will itch and have some reaction from it.
Dr. Gibbs believes Assure is safe and says, like anything, there is always a risk.
I would tell you that, there's a very low complication rate to it. And it's, like anything, nothing is always 100% perfect.
But the FDA has acknowledged some of the complaints. On its website, it says there are reports that describe symptoms not included in the labeling, including fatigue, depression, and weight gain. Some of the symptoms described by Evelyn.
I couldn't go through one day without taking naps.
I've been digging and found from November 4th, 2002 through October 25th, 2013, the FDA has received 943 reports of adverse events related to Assure. And many of these women are taking their fight online too. A Facebook group titled Assure Problems has nearly 3,000 members, and their voices are being heard.
I found thousands of other women experiencing the same problems that I was going through. So I felt such a relief from finding these ladies, but I was appalled at the amount of women having these problems.
Well-known consumer advocate Erin Brockovich is now getting behind the cause. Back in October, she spoke on The Doctors about the hundreds of women who have contacted her. I reached out to Bayer, the company who makes Assure, who gave us this comment. We are saddened to hear of any serious health condition affecting a patient using one of our products regardless of the cause. It goes on to say no form of birth control is without risk or should be considered appropriate for every woman. It is important that women discuss the risks and benefits of any birth control option with their physicians. On November 8th, Evelyn made the decision to get the coils removed and undergo a hysterectomy. And life for Evelyn is now back to normal.
I've literally gotten my life back. I feel amazing.
I'm Ashley James. As of November 1st, there were 784 sex offenders just in Lucas County living on our streets, near places we think our children are safe, near schools, and many living within 1,000 feet.
I think the situation really demands a greater solution to the problem.
I combed through files of convicted sex offenders and I found this man, Eric Schaefer. Schaefer was convicted of rape in 2006. His victim, a 7-year-old relative. Schaefer lives in walking distance to a Toledo school. I pointed this out to the Lucas County Sheriff's Office, who confirms he is in violation. I want to show you just how close his home is to his school. Schaefer lives right back there on Charlestown Avenue, just feet away from DeVoe Junior High School. We tried speaking to Schaefer. No one was home. So if he is in violation, then why is he registered there?
There's nothing criminally the Sheriff's Department can do when somebody lives too close to a school. It's a civil action the individual city has to take.
I sat down with John Madigan, a senior attorney for the city of Toledo. He tells me it is the city of Toledo's responsibility to remove a sex offender in violation. But it was only after I went to the city that a new division had been assigned to handle it. As of last Tuesday, it will now be the responsibility of the Division of Code Enforcement under the Department of Inspection.
In Toledo, it's been the City of Toledo's responsibility to enforce this law when we get complaints that there's offenders living within 1,000 feet of a school.
But some sex offenders can live as close to a school as they want.
It is shocking.
So here's how the state of Ohio law works. According to the Attorney General's office, if the offense is committed after July 31st of 2003, they are prohibited from living within 1,000 feet from a school. If the offense was committed before that, then the 1,000-foot rule does not apply, meaning some sex offenders do live within 1,000 feet legally. So how clear is this law?
It isn't mandatory. It doesn't say shall. It says the city has a cause of action to enjoin an offender from living within sex offender from living within 1,000 feet of a school.
Madigan says they are not actively looking for sex offenders. They are investigated on a case-by-case basis only if there is a complaint.
There's no task force that goes out and searches through every one of these files to see where the offender's living. If we get a complaint, we'll address it.
As far as Eric Schaefer, the sex offender I found in violation, I spoke with the Division of Code Enforcement, who tells me they are investigating. I'm Ashley James.